Hello, my good friends and family and associates and complete strangers. Uh, I just wanted to speak on a little bit about my service I attended this morning at my little church that I'm happy to be at. About four churches into. I know I made a video on YouTube here about one. Oh, this is my church. I only went there once. You go a few videos back, and oh, this is it. I'm But beautiful church, absolutely. But it's more family orientated, and I'm looking for something different. Let's just say, right? And um, and my pastor, he was on fire this morning. The pews were full, and we're a small church, so that's saying something. Well, that's not what's saying something. It's the fact that when I first decided this is the place, uh, this is where it's tuned in, to the Holy Spirit. Um, There's a few people filling the seats, but some Sundays, you get more people. They're more driven to make a move they're just more moved to make a move. But my pastor, for the first time, I've been going there for about a month now, and every Sunday, I haven't missed a Sunday yet. Got a few men's Bible studies in as recently as yesterday, and but yeah, just today was the first day my pastor spoke in tongues. Now, that's the first time I've ever witnessed that other than on YouTube videos. Yeah. And it was brief, and he speaks for a while, and he's driven, and he holds your attention. He was on fire. He was lit. But I hold better with the right hand. uh, but yeah, he just went into tongues, and and yeah, he went to a different level when he got back into English. Now, if you know anything about speaking in tongues, it's like hoda emoji gobachi with baji wa. That's a fake. I'm faking it, but um, there's it just taps into a higher power when you're speaking and you're in the spirit, and sometimes it just sends your, your voice off into languages that are just above and beyond any earthly human designated language. And he quickly went back into whatever he was saying, but it really caught our attention with that. He definitely skilled. He's probably in his early 70s, I guess, and he's skilled in his you know keeping you engaged and keeping us involved, almost like a rock star front man. Just yeah. But he's just good. He's good at what he does. Not that others aren't, but he's especially good, and speaks to where I'm coming from a lot. And but a lot of times you got to wonder, why are they speaking into it? It led me to wonder on this trail just now, like uh, there are fakes out there. Certainly a thing to be fake, and I wonder if the pressure to fake is that here in the Bible Belt are you're hearing about other people speaking in tongue at their services, right down to the audience and everybody else, and they get into it. And is it a pressure thing to add that? But he didn't. It was so brief. I never saw a video like that. He just briefly went into it for no good reason, went back out of it like it didn't even happen, and that I tend to think is quite genuine. But certainly a skeptic, a non-believer in that same audience would say, "Oh, this guy's just you know." And well, why would they fake it? Is it Is it over pressure from other churches that might be doing it? Is there a pressure out there to fake it? Is what I'm getting at. You know, because oh well, they're doing it. Does my congregation expect us to do it? Or, um, but I don't think he came from that. I thought he was genuine because it just came with such ease. I reckon it to an old 1920s, 30s jazz scatting, they called it. Skip bop doo wop squat and do bow. You heard a lot of that in the early recordings of that era. And it was just free form rapping without words, but more sounds and verbiage and whatnot. And sort of like what scat is. I mean, what I already lost the term, but you know what I'm talking about. But this is this is speaking like the angels are speaking through you when you're in that state, where when you're demonic state and you're influenced to blaspheme, and that's been recorded much more often than I know of, and that could be pretty foul, you know. But that could be faked as well. Let's say absolutely. But that's all I wanted to say about that. I've been going to this church for about a month, and for the first time, I've lost the term. I started the video with the term, so you know what I'm talking about, but I don't know what I'm talking about. So when you make up these words that seem from a higher plane, but whatever, that was interesting. That was the first time for me as a Christian to experience that. And I think it was genuine in cases where it could be faked. Certainly, there's super pastors that are making super whatever. The whole Catholic Church has been corrupted, and they don't even go into that, but they've been corrupted in so many other ways. Not that there's not good Catholics, but they're almost always the followers and not the leaders. The leaders are leading them, trying to lead the followers into hell, misdirecting them, deceiving them. But they're not going to win, because ultimately the followers, if they're corrupted and they go into sin, that's going to be troublesome for their life and their afterlife. But ultimately they're saved if they believe in Jesus, and they're just broken sinners. A lot of people think, oh, you got to be this perfect non-sinner now. No, some of us we're too carnally based, and the most you could hope to do is just keep trying and keep saying sorry when you sin, but don't ever intend to go out sinning. But just sometimes, it overpowers you and it gets the best of you, whatever sin it is you're dealing with. But but yeah, so that's about it, really. Probably look like hell in this video, but I don't give a crap, because it's not about me, kiddos. It's about the bigger picture now. It's not about you. It's not about me. We got to give up ourselves and our earthly desires. Like today, I'm fasting. No big deal. 3-day fast is the most I've been able to do, and I want to try that again. I only did it once recently. And but you got to do it for the right reasons. Once again, if you're not praying for the right reason, if you're not, with the right intentions, it's wasted. If you're fasting, like I fasted the better part of last 4 years, once a week, and I wasn't doing it for religious purposes. I was doing it for dietary purposes, physical. But more recently, I'm doing it more. I understand the purpose for fasting. So you deny the flesh, and you become more of the spirit. You become more into the spirit, and where you could more likely communicate with God and angels. That's what it is in as few words as possible. If you're ever, you non-believers, you don't believe in God or the afterlife or any of that. That's why we're fasting, to deny the flesh and get closer to the spirit. But in these end times, I'm like, what? There may not be another meal in 6 months for any of us. We're looking at World War III now. No joke. You're only denying yourself. I'm paying attention to a lot of things, and mark my words, in 6 months, I don't want to believe it either. Believe me, that's a horrible thought. But you won't be able to fast then. You'll be fasting by force then in such a situation as if we go through complete financial collapse. So at least my fasting now prepares me for that as well, But right now I'm only up to 3 days, and we're talking about weeks without food unless, you have the situation, the provisions. Like, people live out here in farms. They're self-sufficient where I happen to be right now. But not me. I got my own plan. Whatever. That's all I got to say about all that. I'm getting the heck out of here. I hope I bestowed some words of wisdom on you. The 3 people that might be listening 500 years from now. All right. Take care. God bless you. Be well.